edit it out. Hi, my name is Emily Jacobson. Welcome to the McClinic Community College. How are you doing?
I'm doing
What's your
all
name?
right. Shannon Schrader.
Oh, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. Could be doing better.
I understand that. Well, I just wanted to go over some of our policies beforehand. Just let you know that whatever you say here with me today is totally confidential. The only reason why I would have to share it with anybody else is if you were to tell me you were harm to yourself or to anybody else, especially the elderly or children. But other than that, pretty much just it's a need to know basis. So what brings you in here today?
Well, I've been under a lot of stress, anxiety, and heading towards depression, and I need to talk to someone.
Well, how long has this been going on?
Pretty much when my son had to move in since about April. It just keeps escalating.
Yeah, I guess that would trigger a lot of things. Well, can you tell me a little bit more about why your son moved in?
Well, unfortunately, he's going through a pretty bad divorce, and it's a complicated divorce, and she's being kind of brutal towards him. And so, with him moving in, it's causing a lot of commotion for us.
I can understand how that would be very difficult being uprooted, or not really uprooted, but just having to go through that life change with your son moving back in. That could be very difficult.
You can hardly see. Not bad.
Well, it interferes with the video. So, sorry about that. Somebody knocked on the door. So like I was saying, could you tell me a little bit more about what your situation is and what's been going on?
Well, like I said, he's going through a divorce. He's had to move in, and his way of living and whatnot is not particularly like mine, and so it causes a lot of commotion. He's under a lot of stress, and so he's very verbal with his stress and anxiety, and it's hard to quote unquote console him, which I understand, and he is a grown man, and that makes it even harder to just to deal with.
Yeah, I can understand how dealing with your grown-up son moving back in and him being under a lot of stress would be very emotional. I mean, it's very normal for a lot of people to feel anxious and.
Yeah, I mean, he's setting his way. I'm setting my ways, and they tend to clash.
Yeah, that's definitely true, especially with a lot of grown kids moving back in with their parents. That can be hard on them and hard on you as well. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, he's upset. I mean, I feel, and he feels, and a lot of family members feel that they just want him out of the picture. This woman he was with apparently he's never had a boyfriend, and I think she just realizes he's not what she's looking for and just wants him out of the picture. And they have a new baby together, and it's just she's doing whatever by any means to get him out of the picture. She's even making false allegations to where he's having to defend himself. It's been financially strainful for his father, myself, and my husband, and it's just it's hard. Not only are we helping with his divorce financially, he's having to have a criminal lawyer, which is ungodly expensive, and it's just ludicrous what's happening to him, to the family, the emotions, and the baby stuck in the middle.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, so I hear you say that you'll have a criminal lawyer and you have a family lawyer. What other steps have you taken in order to kind of work out that legal situation?
Well, there's not a lot we can do. It's just time. Everything on him is unfounded and dismissed. It's just legal system slow, and so he's highly stressed out with that, and his work is slow, and His pay is not what it was, so his contribution is very limited, and that causes strife. And unfortunately, I mean, money is a big thing nowadays. The economy's bad, and I know it's not his fault, but we consider it a second job for him, but that takes away from his time to see his child, what little he gets to see her. And then if he starts making too much more, then his ex-wife can come back for more money, saying, oh, he's making more income. So it's like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you feel about the situation?
Oh, I'm angered with her, the ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife.
Anger is definitely a very natural emotion that most people feel and stuff like that in your situation.
And then as far as him living here, he needs to be a lot more tidier, and he's not. And communicating that with him it's just like, leave me alone. I'm fine. If you don't like it, you clean it yourself. It's rather disrespectful considering he's a grown man, and I understand he's under a lot of stress, but there is no reason for disrespect. And then it's like the financial part of it. It's almost like he feels, I forgot that word again.
Entitled? Is that the word you're looking for?
Yes, entitled. Like he's entitled to any and everything, and he's not. I said, you are a grown man. You are entitled to nothing. We have done our job. Whatever you get, it is you should be grateful for.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. So what steps have you taken in order to try to maybe fix y'all's situation a little bit? It's okay as long as they can hear.
Okay. Anyhow, nothing than arguing right now about it, and he thinks living here doesn't cost anything. And I said, are you delusional? You have increased the finances here way more than you think. And I thought about drawing up some paperwork. I haven't figured out exactly the percentages of what it would cost to live here, something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I could recommend maybe family therapy, or just as a mediator between y'all two, maybe setting up an appointment to deal with that.
That might be good. I've recommended to him that he needs to get some help, and not just counseling. I think he probably needs a psychiatrist. I think maybe because he's always had high anxiety and I don't know, just some issues, and I think he probably does need a form of medication to help him. I think it would greatly improve him, but he's kind of against it. But I went and looked up about getting a psychiatrist that does medication, and they're booked out like a year to get help.
Yeah, that's definitely a big issue. A lot of people come to me and they tell me about that. The best that I can really recommend is just maybe going through counseling locally while you're waiting, and I have some references and some referrals that I can give you for a therapist, maybe. Hopefully get you on that.
You're a counselor, right?
Yes, I'm a counselor, but I'm not a therapist.
Well, maybe him and I coping with one another, counseling might be a good idea, too.
That's definitely something we can definitely look into.
You have any availability?
I'd have to look at my schedule, but I'm sure we can work you in within the next month or so, maybe. Get you in. I know that seems far out, but still, it's better than a year.
Definitely, yes.
So other than that, is there anything else that's really bothering you?
No, that's pretty much filled my plate of
I can
problems.
Understand that. It's a full plate. It definitely seems like a very full plate. Well, I guess while I have you here, I'll go ahead and get you. Let me look at that appointment, and I will Looks like we have a cancellation, so I can get you in next week if that's what you want to do.
Perfect. Thank you. What time?
10:30 a.m.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Well, I'll see you next week.
All
Have a
right.
nice day. Bye.
Appreciate it.